Hi everybody, this is Looms from Instagram, and today we will be making this Queen Elsa doll from the upcoming Disney short Frozen Fever. I was very thankful because Rainbow Loom on Facebook shared my photo of my Queen Elsa doll, and I wanted to put out a tutorial so you guys would know how to make her too. I also have a tutorial out for Princess Anna, and I will put the link to that in the description of this video. So today, the colors you will need are white bands for her hair. I am using the Rainbow Loom White Pearl. Skin color bands. I am using the Rainbow Loom Skin Pack, the palest color. 2 small pony beads for her eyes. I'm using enchanted glitter bands for the top of her dress, but if you don't have those, you can just use regular white. And then I am using dark green for the rest of her dress. And I will also be using a glitter green that I found for the top of her dress and the bottom of her dress, just to give it a little more sparkle. So I will be using the Rainbow Loom dark green. And if you don't have glitter bands, that's perfectly fine. I think the dress would look great in green too. So please gather your supplies and let's begin. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is make Elsa's arms. So we are going to be taking 2 skin tone bands at a time and placing them on our loom. So in my original Elsa doll, I went down 5 times, but I think just for this video, I am going to go down 4 times just to see how the shorter arms would look. So we're going down 4 times, and now we're going to place a capping band. And we're going to place this around 4 times if we can get it. And then let's repeat the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now take our capping band and go around 4 times. So now we're going to take our Rainbow Loom hook, reach in underneath the capping band, and pull up the top 2 bands. The bottom 2 bands, I'm sorry. And we are always looking for this raindrop shape. And another thing you also may want to grab is a spare hook to put the arms and the hair on. So once again, we're reaching in and looping forwards. So I'm going to grab my spare hook and I will be right back. Okay, so I've grabbed my spare hook. I got this really cool double-ended hook. And I'm going to take the arms off of the loom and just give them a little tug. So now we have our 2 arms on our spare hook, and if you don't have a spare hook, you could use a pen or a pencil or really anything. And what we are going to do next is make Elsa's hair. So like I said before, I'm using the Rainbow Loom White Pearl bands. So this is the one part of the project where we are going to use single bands, so 1 band at a time. So we are going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then we are going to take our capping band, and I am going to try to get mine around 3 times. And then we're going to take our hook, and we are going to just simply loop forwards. And now once again, we can take our spare hook, or whatever you are using, and then just give our hair a little tug. Okay, so for this doll, these are the only two parts that we have to make off the loom. So now we can start laying our bands on the loom. So what you are going to do is remove the center row from your loom and now place it in the rectangle configuration. And now we can start laying bands on our loom. So we can take 2 bands again at a time, double bands, two here, two here, and now we can start laying our white bands. And for this part of the project, I will be using the Rainbow Loom Enchanted Glitter Bands. But if you don't have these, you can just use white bands. So we're going to take 2 here, 2 going this way, and now we're going to switch back to our skin tone bands one last time. And now we're going to take 2 more enchanted glitter bands and go here. 2 more here. And 2 more here. And now we are going to start with I'm going to use my glitter band and my dark green band. So we're going to take 2 and we're going to go this way. And if you are using 2 different colors of bands, it doesn't matter which one goes on top. And now we're going to do the same exact pattern again. So we are going to go this, this, and then we're going to do this one more time. Okay, now, as you can see, we just did the first 3 parts of her dress here. If you want, you can add one more of this pattern, but I'm going to move on to the bottom of her dress. So what I'm going to do is, I don't even know if I did this when I originally made this, but I am going to take 2 here and 2 here. And now I am not going to be doing this looping pattern anymore, but what I am going to be doing is just taking double bands. So double dark green bands. And if you used all dark green up here, I'm sure it will look great also. And now we are just going to do one more row. So 1, 2, 3. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do 2 rows of the glitter bands. And if you don't have glitter bands, I think that you could use another shade of green or a darker color or even white maybe down here. Or you could just continue using regular green. I just wanted to use the glitter bands just to give it a little bit more emphasis. Actually, what we are going to do here is we are going to turn it. And then what I did was I took 2 Rainbow Loom Gold Mint bands and I wrapped them around 3 times. So now we are going to lay our capping bands and then we can start looping. So we are going to be doing one more thing before we put our capping bands on. So we are going to take the arms off of our spare hook and put one on the right side and one on the left. And now we can start putting on our capping bands. So you're going to take one white band, wrap it around your hook once, and stretch. And then what I did was for my cap bands, I used the glitter bands for the green. But if you just used regular green, then you can just use that for your cap bands. Here we do not need a capping band. So now we're going to switch to double. And I'm going to put 2 here, 2 here, and then I'm going to switch back to my glitter bands. And then once again, I'm going to put 2 glitter bands on. Okay, so now we can start looping. So I'm going inside my enchanted glitter band, not my enchanted glitter, my gold mint band, I'm sorry. And I am going to take these 2 top bands and place them to the center. Then I'm just going to push down, and I'm going to take these 2 bands and pull them to the center again. And then I'm going to reach in once again. And now we're just looping forwards. And if I'm going too fast for you, please feel free to pause the video or slow down. So now we're going to take the top 2 bands, pull them to the left side, and the top 2 bands, and pull them to the right side. And now we're going to reach in and pull these 2 bands there, these 2 bands to the front, and these 2 bands to the side. And now we're going to pull this back and we want to get those bottom 2 bands. And now I'm pulling back my capping band. I'm pulling these 2 bands forwards, these 2 bands to the side, and these 2 bands to the side. And now once again I'm reaching in, pulling these bands forward, and now I'm pulling this back, and we want to get the 2 bands that are going forwards. Now we want to get the 2 bands that are going to the side. And these glitter bands just broke. And if your band's broke, it'll be okay. I'm sure it will look fine. And for this part, we are reaching in underneath the arm. And now we can carefully take Elsa's body off of our loom. Okay, so now we are going to make Elsa's face. I have taken the body off of the loom, and even with the couple broke bands, I pulled them out, it still looked fine. So if you are concerned about that, yours should look perfectly fine. So now for the hair, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking one of the white pearl bands and one of the enchanted glitter bands for the top of the head. But if you just have regular white, that's perfectly fine. And then we're going to go back to our spare hook take off the hair extension that we made and place it on the right side or the left side, whichever side that you would like her braid to be. So now we're going to be using double skin tone bands. And now we are just going to take a single band and place 2 little pony beads through it for the eyes. And if you don't have pony beads for the eyes, you can check out Loom's creations. She will show you how to do this with beads. So we're going to place it here, separate the eyes. Then another cool trick that I learned from Loom's creations is to stick your hook in and place it here. And this makes the eyes look really cool and makes them really pop. So now we're going to take the body and place it on our loom. And we are going to loop. And always remember that we are going for 2 bands at a time. And now we can take a white band, go in through all of these, and then make a slip knot. And now we are done, and we can take Elsa off of the loom. And now we'll just take her off the loom, pop her eyes through, straighten out her arms a little bit. And then what we can do is hide this band by going in like this. Now I know in my original Elsa photo I had a cape, and what I did for the cape is I basically just made a triple single bracelet with clear. I made a triple single bracelet with the enchanted glitter bands and with the dark green bands and the gold mint bands. Now this is basically just a triple single bracelet, so you could do it. And once you make the cape, you can attach it to Elsa, and it will look like this. But I don't feel comfortable sharing how to make the triple single with you just because it is not my design. And I know that Rainbow Loom has a great tutorial for how to make the triple single. So if you want, you can just make it in these colors. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I would love to see your Elsa dolls on Instagram, so please show me. And my Instagram username is @booklooms. And if you would like to see more videos, please subscribe, and I will have more videos up soon. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.